What is dopamine and what does it do? 8 interesting uses. Our body is a complex of various structures. Everything works in unique and fascinating ways, from muscles, bones, and organs to the nervous system, lymphatic system, and blood circulation. One of the most essential functions among the thousands of functions our body performs is producing a special chemical named dopamine. But what makes this chemical special? Brace yourselves, as we're going to find out. Dopamine is a unique chemical that acts as a messenger between brain cells. This chemical is produced in a part of our brain known as substantia nigra. The ventral tegmental area is also responsible for the production of dopamine. It helps your brain parts cooperate for everyday activities and behavior. Many things, from our mood to our chances of becoming a drug addict, depend on this particular chemical. Certain mood disorders, diseases like Parkinson's, and drug addicts all have one thing in common: dopamine imbalance. If you've ever wondered why you feel good when being affectionate with someone or why sweet dishes make you feel happy, your queries are about to be answered. Dopamine does not only help your brain communicate, but also plays a significant role in emotional regulation. It is often termed as the happy hormone. Certain stimuli activate dopamine production and you feel happy. Here are all the things that dopamine does. Number 1, movement. Did you know that without dopamine, your movements and coordination might be affected? Dopamine plays a vital role in movement and activity. It regulates your body's motor functioning and ambulation by triggering neurons responsible for increasing your muscles' tone. In conditions with dopamine loss or low dopamine production, like Parkinson's, movement and coordination are affected. Number 2, adrenaline rush. Those of you who like adventure and activities for an adrenaline rush must thank dopamine. Whenever you're working in a challenging or stressful condition, your body utilizes its stress coping mechanism by releasing catecholamines. Catecholamines are neurotransmitters, including dopamine, adrenaline, and noradrenaline, that are produced as a stress response. These neurotransmitter chemicals help your body give a fight or flight response to any threat perceived. In simple words, they determine your emotional reaction to a challenge or a threat. Additionally, it is easier for the brain to recall the response when faced with similar circumstances in the future. Number 3, addiction. Sometimes dopamine plays a sinister role. Your body gets addicted to the dopamine rush produced by specific triggers like drugs. Many drugs, including cocaine, heroin, and nicotine, give your body a spike in dopamine levels, making you feel super happy and ecstatic. It leaves you wanting more when the drug-induced feelings subside. The dopamine rush acts as a brain reward and leads to drug abuse, even addiction. Having drugs is easy, but quitting can become challenging, especially when your brain gets used to the pleasure of dopamine spikes. Number 4, happiness and mood control. Dopamine is often termed as the happy hormone and works with serotonin. When a person is attracted to another person, dopamine combined with serotonin releases a hormone known as oxytocin. Oxytocin is responsible for emotional regulation, bonding, and a decrease in pain perception. This is why you feel happy and get butterflies when you meet your loved one or hug your best friend. The rush of oxytocin enhances the feelings of pleasure. The next time you feel a rush of happy emotions upon meeting someone special, know that dopamine has come into action. Number 5, focus and attention. This dopamine function might interest avid readers, students, and anyone whose job requires focus and attention. If you lack focus and struggle to pay attention to your work, you might be having low dopamine levels. Though dopamine activity in the brain is complex, studies reveal that dopamine enhances concentration and makes sure you shift your focus appropriately and in light of the previously learned information. With dopamine, you learn to concentrate on things according to your past experiences. If you lose this ability, you'll waste your time focusing on irrelevant information. Therefore, to survive and stay focused in an ever-changing environment, dopamine is substantial. Number 6, reinforcement. Dopamine also plays a role in reinforcing certain behaviors. When you do something like eating your favorite slice of cake, your brain gets a boost in dopamine levels, making you feel good. Like drug addiction but with less harm, you feel the urge to have some more. This happens when you adopt healthy habits as well. For example, after drinking enough water, you feel fresh. When you try to make drinking water a routine, your brain's dopamine levels reinforce your behavior, turning staying hydrated into a habit. Similarly, eating your favorite foods makes you feel pleasure and joy due to the dopamine levels. As a result, you're able to determine your favorite dishes, ones that give you a boost in dopamine. Number 7. Mental health. Besides being a mood enhancer, dopamine is essential for mental health as well. Experts believe many mental health disorders to be linked with an imbalance in dopamine levels. The hallucinations and delusions involved in schizophrenia are sometimes due to too high dopamine levels in some regions of the brain. On the other hand, a shortage of dopamine may result in a lack of attention, motivation, and ADHD and depression issues. It also plays a huge role in anxiety disorders. And finally, number 8, treatment. The use of dopamine is not limited to mood enhancement and focus. It is also used to treat many conditions, including cardiac issues, renal failure, and low blood pressure. In patients with Parkinson's, dopamine replacement therapy produces excellent results and increases patients' lifespan. Now that you know the importance of this wonder neurotransmitter, let's talk about maintaining dopamine levels in your body naturally. Maintaining a balanced dopamine level isn't that hard. Eating healthier foods, exercising, getting enough sleep, having a healthy lifestyle, and taking probiotics help you maintain dopamine levels and